In celebration of hitting 2,000 subscribers, I am choosing one lucky subscriber to win a titanium white dingo once we hit 3,000 subscribers. All you have to do is hit the subscribe button and turn on live notifications, and I will randomly select one winner. Also, huge shout out to Logo.com for sponsoring the video. If you ever want cheap Rocket League items like credits, imports, or even some pretty cool decals, then definitely check out Logo.com. And at checkout, be sure to use code BOOSTOS for a nice little discount. I get a lot of people that come into my streams and they always ask me how they can get better in Rocket League. And one thing that I feel that is very ignored when people first start playing the game is, are their camera settings. Camera settings is one thing that is underrated in my opinion. And today, guys, I'm going to show you guys what camera settings I use, and perhaps these camera settings can also help you get better at Rocket League. Keep in mind, camera settings are personal preferences, but these camera settings were inspired by Squishy, which is a pro player for NRG in the Rocket League scene. So coming into Rocket League, we're going to go ahead and go into our settings, and we're going to go instantly into our camera settings. We're not going to focus on any of these settings here. We're just going to focus on camera. We're going to go all the way down to the extras mode. But these are going to be the best camera settings, in my opinion, that could help you get better at Rocket League. Again, these are personal preferences, so you guys could go ahead and just mess around with some of these camera settings I'm going to go ahead and give you. Let's go ahead and begin. So for camera preset, obviously it's going to be custom. For camera shake, we're going to go ahead and take this off. Basically, camera shake every time you hit the ball, every time you jump, every time you do a front flip, a back flip in Rocket League, every time you aerial. Basically, with camera shake on, it's gonna seem like you're in an earthquake, I guess. It's just gonna be moving. You're gonna get motion sickness. But if you like it, I'm gonna kind of question you. But I would recommend you take it off, because there's a huge difference between having camera shake on and having it off. So we're gonna go ahead and turn off camera shake. I think it'll be better if I'm actually in the game, so I could go ahead and show you. So I have my field of view at 110. So notice how, if I'm at 60, notice how close I am to my car. That looks horrible. That looks really bad. You want to be at least anywhere between like 100, maybe 90 to 110. I use 110. I'm at the max, because with the bigger field of view you have, the more view you have of the field as well. For the distance, I have mine set at 260. Basically, if you have the field of view at 60 and distance all the way to 100, yeah, this is how it's going to look. So if we're going to go ahead and increase the field of view to 110, for distance, I have mine set at 260. But look, I could go ahead and go to 400. If I go to 400, I'm going to be way too far. It's going to feel like I'm all the way in Mars, which, I don't want to play like this, because I feel like I'm going to misjudge my jumps. So I definitely feel at 260. I think anywhere from like 250, 260, 270 are like the perfect spots to be. But I'm going to go ahead and select mine into 260. For the heights, I have mine set at 90. I think like 80, 90, 100, like those are actually pretty decent. I think any of those three are pretty good. But you don't want to be close to the floor, because then you're going to seem like an ant. You see, I feel like an ant. I'm like on the floor basically. And then with 90, it just feels, it's like the perfect distance. You're not too far from the car. You're not too close to the ground. I feel like it's a perfect distance. For the angle, I have mine set at -4, but I think -5, -6 are perfect as well. I used to use -6, but I did drop it down to -4. So I use -4 for my angle as well. I'll go ahead and show you guys the difference between this. I'll go ahead and go down to -6. This is how -6 look. It's more like slanted like this, I would say. And then with -4, it's like a little bit more straighter, if that makes sense. And then for the stiffness, I have mine set at 0.50. For the swivel speed, I have mine set at 6. And then for the transition speed, I have mine set at 1.10. So basically, this is what transitions your speed from ball cam to not ball cam, basically. So I'll go ahead and show you. So this is me transitioning over ball cam and taking it off. Transitioning over ball cam, taking it off. Notice how it's not like sudden, right? There's a little animation that takes me to the ball cam just like that. So it's like a little, I would say almost like a 180 type of animation. However, there are some people that play all the way at 2, where basically you just press it and look, you just press it, you boost, and boom. It just cuts like that. But I just feel like I'll get sick doing that. So I have mine set at 1.10. Invert swivel, personal preference, I have mine turned off. And I think this is only like a controller thing as well. So if you play keyboard mouse, I don't think this really matters for you. And then the controls are also very, very important. So I play with controllers. So the steering sensitivity, aerial sensitivity, all that is going to be pretty, that's mainly just going to be controller stuff. So for my steering sensitivity, I have mine at 1.85. For my aerial sensitivity, I also have that 1.85. For the controller dead zone, I have this at 0.05. Controller dead zone is probably the best one that helps you get better at half flips. So my controller dead zone is 0.05, and then my dodge dead zone is at 0.70. And then controller vibration, I turn that off. I just don't care about my controller vibrating, to be honest. And in ball camera mode, I have that set at toggle. So that way you guys could actually toggle between camera modes. And then these are my controls. Obviously, controls is another thing that is personal preference, but these are my controls. So everything is default except for a few things. Power slide for me is L1. Air roll is L1 as well. Basically, power slide is drifting. It used to be square, but now it's L1. Air roll is basically what allows your car to do some like spins in the air. So like this, you notice how my car is just spinning. That's what arrow roll is, just like that. And focus on ball, which is basically ball cam. That is triangle for me. Rear view, that's my right analog stick. But the other ones that are pretty important are going to be this one, arrow roll right. Arrow roll right is the one that allows you to do like all the spinning stuff in the air as well. Arrow right, I have that set at R1. Arrow left, I don't even use at all. I don't even have that binded on my controller. I just use arrow right. With regular arrow, I actually have to control the arrow using my left analog stick. So notice how my left analog stick is also moving a lot. So basically, if I hold regular arrow, nothing happens in the air. I actually have to use my analog stick in order for my car to spin with regular arrow. Now with arrow right, all I have to do is just press it or just hold it, and my car automatically spins without me even using my left analog stick. This is very useful for air dribbles. This is very useful for double taps. This is very useful for like flip resets and all that stuff. So yes, either bind arrow right or bind arrow left to get used to one of those two. You could even bind both of them, but I just use arrow right. People like arrow left better. People like arrow right better. I got used to arrow right, and I'm never gonna switch. Like I said, I definitely feel that newer Rocket League players, they tend to ignore their camera settings. They just go instantly into a game without, you know, being bothered about their camera settings. But guys, like I say this all the time, if you want to be better at the game, if your camera settings suck, that could actually affect your game style. So if you fix your camera settings, you might notice drastic changes in your play style. But other than that, guys, that is it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you guys did, please be sure to hit the subscribe button. It really does show how much you guys support the channel. Anyways, guys, I will talk to you guys later. Goodbye.